I'd like to welcome you all today to the Founder Institute Australia New Zealand celebration. And this is the time where we reflect back the last couple of months and we consider what has happened and what will happen with a bunch of amazing founders over the next few months and years. My name is Benjamin Chong, and I am thrilled to be here along with my co-director Paul Krzyzewski as we give you a super warm welcome to our demonstration day. It's fantastic to see mentors, investors, partners, friends, and most importantly, our graduating founders with us here today. So whether you've been part of the journey since day one, or whether you're simply joining us tonight, thank you for being here to support early stage tech companies in Australia and New Zealand. We'll have a brief introduction to the Founder Institute. Then we'll hear from Libby Roberts, our friend and fellow founder who took part in the program a couple of years ago, and she has since been running her business Leap Forward. She'll be talking about her journey, talking about some of the interesting things she's been up to. Before we hear from Jakomi Matthews, we'll also be sharing about his journey and what he has been up to of late. We'll then hear some reflections on my over 13 years of tenure with Founder Institute, what has worked, what could work better, before we hear some pictures from the cohort. That's right, we've got a bunch of founders, 6 founders who have been through the program over the last 14 weeks, who have had the wheels tested, who have had their pitches been given feedback. We'll hear from them on what they're going to be committing to as they get down and dirty with the rubber hitting the road. Many of you have asked, well, what is this Founder Institute? Well, we're the world's largest pre-seed accelerator, built around a single goal, and that is to help talented individuals, wherever they are, to become successful startup founders. And our journey is at the incubator or the pre-seed stage. We help founders and small teams validate, form, and build fundable startups, usually before they raise their first amounts of series capital. We're a pre-seed accelerator. Most of our founders, when they start our program, are part-time. And we help these teams get initial traction so that they can prepare for pre-seed funding. We run a program that is in many countries around the world. And here are some of the portfolio companies, you might recognise them, in our region. And it starts with this 14-week program called Founder Institute Core, where founders validate their ideas, they sharpen their business models, and they push themselves to get real traction. This program runs over 14 weeks, and each week there is feedback from mentors, either on Tuesday nights or feedback through office hours. At the Founder Institute, we are a fan of this startup rule of one: solve one problem for one customer with one product that has a killer feature and one revenue stream. These are some of the major benefits of being part of an acceleration program. At Founder Institute, you get constant feedback and there is post-program support. So the founders that we're celebrating tonight are going to benefit from all of these perks, including $2 million in partner discounts. More importantly, getting access to the funding lab and the leadership lab, where they'll learn how to get a lead investor for their pre-seed round and build their management and leadership skills. Here's what happens in the funding lab: outreach and refinement, final deck reviews, building momentum, and get this, closing. You've heard that term, always be closing. Here are some of the benefits that I mentioned before: Amazon Web Services, Google, and so on. And Gagan, who is one of the Founder Institute's famous alum, has said that the network is amazing. Without Founder Institute, they would not have raised money. Founder reviewed in you. Founder Institute has built a global ecosystem that empowers entrepreneurs everywhere, because it does require a global network of leaders, advisors, and investors. Some of you here may not be familiar with Founder Institute. A warning, and I think some of our founders will share this with you today: it is a hard process. But that is because building a fundable startup is even harder. Like, life is not easy. They don't give you checks or customers on every street corner. People who start the program are able to come back later if they realise that their startup is not quite right now. One of the other things that we offer is the Entrepreneur DNA Assessment. This is a psychographic test that allows for you to work out what are some of your key attributes that will help you be successful. I've taken the test. I've taken the test more than once, in fact. It's a good, fun thing to do, and it's a wonderful tool to be using, especially for your early team, so you can work out what are the complementary skills that you wish to attract. You can have a go doing it for free. I don't know whether you want to be a prodigy or whether you'd want to be some other archetype, but I definitely encourage it. Isn't that cool? Very high curiosity. Good for learning. Next week, we are going to have the privilege of hosting a pitch session for those of you interested. We've got Neil Smith, who's a CTO, co-founder of Simple KYC. He is a Founder Institute alum. We've got Ryan Cross, who's been one of our top-rated mentors at Founder Institute in this part of the world. And he sees all sorts of things in his role in his day job at AWS, helping with people's prototyping. And I'll be there to help you learn how to pitch your startup idea, how to get that feedback. And isn't that interesting back here? High curiosity. Emotional control, helpful, right? And hopefully it means that you can take feedback from mentors who are wanting to give you, hopefully, some nuggets so that you can improve. We've got another event. This is in July, 15th of July. William Wang, he is an exited founder. He has been one of our top-rated mentors too. He'll be talking about how do you grow B2B and B2C with AI. He's got this phenomenal talk. He'll be able to help you understand how you can make use of the latest tools. Very exciting. And this applies to you even if you're at the earlier stages. Because wouldn't it be wonderful to speak with more customers, more potential customers, to get a sense of how they're thinking? If you want to get to more events, go to fi.co/events. In Australia and New Zealand, we've had the privilege of backing more than 150 founders over the past decade. We're very proud of the community that's formed, mentors, alumni, investors who keep showing up to help the next wave of entrepreneurs. And our Australia-New Zealand chapter thrives because of this ecosystem. Thank you for being part of it. A great and deep thank you to our mentors who generously give of their time and sometimes their brutally honest feedback. So here are some of our key mentors. I'd also like to thank our legal partner, Rebecca Dooley, and her team at Addison's. They help particularly on legal and equity. And Rebecca puts out a whole bunch of free, that's right, free office hours with an expert partner of one of Australia's well-regarded law firms, particularly when it comes to commercial for startups. So thank you very much, Rebecca, for your support. And then finally, to Paul Krzyzewski, my fellow co-director, thank you for your ongoing work and desire to support tech founders in this region. Founders, tonight is about you. You've done the hard work to get here, and we're incredibly proud of what you've achieved.
Thanks so much for inviting me. I'm excited to share AI-powered mental health intervention, and we are actually transforming lives with this tool. The problem that we're solving is the burden of mental health decline. You know, a century ago, our grandparents lived through 2 world wars and the Great Depression, and they kept calm and carried on. But these days, it seems that mental health is on the decline across the globe. Here in Australia, 1 in 5 Australians experience mental health issues every year, while 1 in 3 psychologists are at capacity and can't take new clients. 25% of workers take time off each year for stress-related reasons. Mental health claims represent 12% of total claims, but consume almost 40% of costs. So it's clearly a massive problem that we need to solve. And our solution to the crisis is Leap Forward, a precision psychology tool delivering evidence-based prevention and recovery programs. It's delivered via app, providing daily content that's specifically designed to build resilience and well-being in the user. The heart of our program is Lucy, our generative AI well-being coach, who delivers immediate, accurate support. Forget impossibly long waiting lists or unaffordable fees. Access to our clinically trained generative AI coach is affordable whenever you need it. Lucy creates a safe, non-judgmental environment for users so they can explore sensitive topics that they might not be ready to discuss with a real person. And you might be thinking, well, this sounds great, but does it actually work? Well, our approach has been independently verified by 3 university studies, and our users have been shown to have 25% average reduction in psychological distress, and 98% of users report improved wellbeing scores. And these clinical outcomes are matched by exceptional engagement metrics. We've got 77% sustained engagement across our users, and a net promoter score of 72, indicating really strong user satisfaction. So these metrics demonstrate that Leap Forward isn't just effective clinically, but it's a solution that people actually use. To sort of reflect on my journey since I left Founder Institute, well, we released our MVP about 2021. We've done pilots with a couple of big insurance companies as proof of concept, and that's when we had the results analysed. We worked with a couple of different universities. We've had the results published, which has given us a lot of credibility and allowed us to really start to work with more and more corporate clients. And in the early days, we were experimenting with generative AI before the days of OpenAI. And then in November 2022, when ChatGPT came on the scene, that accelerated everything that we were able to do. We've sort of pivoted more quickly than we were expecting, and we've taken OpenAI's large language model and we've trained it, and we've now built our own generative AI coach. It's been a really exciting journey, and to be honest, I would not be here if it wasn't for Founder Institute. It's given me a really solid base on which to build a startup, because it's not like anything I've ever done before. I have built a company previously, but building this technology startup is completely different. And having the advisors and the mentors who have been with me for the entire journey from 2019 right through to now, I still am in contact with Ben and with Paul and others from overseas. It's a really invaluable network that you've got access to. That's my journey so far. It's been really exciting, and anyone there who's thinking about joining Founder Institute, I can not recommend it more highly.
I got invited to pitch this to 170 investors at the Computer History Museum in Silicon Valley or Mountain View back in early April this year. Founders Institute gave us some great baseline stuff when we were going. Their funding lab after you do this core bit was exceptional. Founders Institute also provided introductions when I was over there, which were really, really good in terms of just getting a lay of the land in the healthcare and the funding space over in Silicon Valley and America generally. And then I was also, before I go through the pitch, invested in via Loyal VC, which only invest in graduates of the Founder Institute and or from INSEAD business school. That's all they invest in. They only invest 10 grand US initially, but then when you hit certain metrics, every month they look at the metrics and their top of their portfolio. They're Canadian based, but they invest globally. They actually invest a further 200,000 US. But you got to meet their metrics, and they can change every month depending on how the competition is across their portfolio. But they've been also very good. Their network, like the Founders Institute, is global. Very good feedback from their advisors, which has been very helpful in both introductions and others. We are currently, since going to America, I'm going to be moving over there in the next 6 months because we've got a lot of interest. We've actually had 1 million committed so far to our current round. They really like and see that we're solving a problem over in the US market. I'm actually currently with some of the investors there, actually giving pushback because they want me to drop everything in Australia and just focus on America. But I'm going, look, we've just got it to a point here where we're getting revenue. and we're almost ready to scale. Part of that money we're going to raise is going to help us get some incoming revenue that's decent size in Australia while we're still building from almost the ground up in America. So there's some interesting conversations going on there. But without further ado, why don't I start this pitch? It is 4 minutes. That's what I had to do in Silicon Valley. And it's the exact deck. I haven't changed anything, just to give you an idea of what I did pitching. Pitching in America is a little bit different to Australia. And I got feedback from both Founders Institute advisors and loyal VC ones before I did do that pitch in America. My name is Jakomi. I'm a co-founder of GoTo.Health. We are reimagining healthcare access with a find and book solution that brings price transparency and clinic efficiency to every patient booking. Now, healthcare appointment booking is broken. I'd like you all here this evening to think about the last medical appointment you tried to book. If it was via the phone, you no doubt experienced long wait times, or if it was online, there was just endless clicking, endless inputting data, etc. There was no price transparency and very limited availability. Well, you're not alone. And then the problem due to cancellations, reschedules, and appointment no-shows. Our solution fundamentally fixes these problems with 3 key differentiators. There's no upfront cost. Clinics only pay per booking, so we're aligning incentives with the clinic. There's true price transparency for patients. They see actual out-of-pocket cost, gap payments, or Medicare rebates up front before they confirm an appointment. There's seamless clinic integration. We've got clinics onboarding in an average 1 minute, 57 seconds. So this is making adoption easy. Globally, healthcare bookings are valuable. In America alone, 150 billion is lost each year due to appointment cancellations, reschedules, and no-shows. This is a massive leakage problem. I myself have had 2 successful exits since 2001. My co-founder and team have over 70 years of experience of growing and scaling businesses, and our advisory board consists of GP, pharma, health insurance, payments, and marketplace expertise. Traction-wise in Australia, these numbers speak for themselves. Over 3,476 clinics, 42% of our weekly clinic sign-ups are organic and 100% self-service. And on the patient side, clinics are telling us they're seeing a 23% increase in bookings compared to when they were using Health Engine or HotDoc. Some of them are still using either Health Engine or HotDoc as well as us, but they're still seeing this uplift. In terms of real-world impact, we actually tested this with chiropractors in Melbourne. And as you can see here, the competitors didn't even show all available clinics in that particular area, whereas GoTo.Health displayed all available clinics, Google ratings, real-time insurance adjusted prices with instant booking. Now, we save the clinic money. It costs an average clinic of $50 to $125 to acquire a new patient. Our model delivers bookings at a lower cost, directly benefiting clinics. Clinics have actually told us that our pricing is extremely attractive and it's very low risk for them. Because AI is a big thing, in the background, we've been using AI and we are becoming the go-to personal health companion where we're using machine learning to deliver assisted appointment recommendations based on population data, patient health history, and demographics to drive better health outcomes at scale. Our signed partnerships with practice management software suites, health insurers, and air wallets deliver global beachhead opportunities where we actually have access to over 20,000 clinics globally. We're raising 2.5 million, and our traction proves the model works. Now we're ready to scale. And finally, GoTo.Health isn't just another platform. We're redefining healthcare access. The problem is urgent, the solution is proven, and the market is massive. Invest in GoTo.Health and help transform the future of healthcare. Thanks for your time.
Well, tonight's demo day, it's not just a pitch night, it's a graduation. And the Founder Institute program is tough, deliberately tough. As you might know, globally, fewer than 30% of people who take part in Founder Institute make it to the end. So being here tonight is a marker of your resilience, your grit, and your determination. At Founder Institute, we talk a lot about founder DNA, and it's a mindset that I believe separates those who start from those who finish. It's persistence in the face of feedback, rejection, late nights and pivots. It's taking action when it might seem uncomfortable and hopefully leading with clarity when the path is uncertain. Every one of you has demonstrated that. But the journey doesn't end here. In many ways, it's just begun. The next 6 months will define your startup's future. Will you build momentum? Will you lose it? My challenge to you is this: take the clarity and the momentum that you've gained in this program in the last 14 weeks, use it to win customers, to attract believers, and build something real. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was chatting with some of the folks at the Founder Institute Global team in California, and I confirmed with them something that they had shared with me a few years ago, and that is speed out of the gate matters. So, if you look at founders like Jakomi, like Libby, they continued to make progress immediately after the program. Sure, there have been some pivots, there have been some refinements, some changes from when they finished the program to now, but they kept on going. They didn't take a very long holiday before making their progress. So my strong encouragement to you is that, yes, take a deep breath, enjoy, relax for a moment, but get ready to roll your sleeves up, to knuckle down, and to push. Because if you continue to demonstrate this speed out of the gate, you will hopefully win customers. And maybe the customers that you get tomorrow may not be the customers that you will need in 6 or 12 or 2 years' time, but you will attract believers and you'll build something real. So we'll be cheering you on. If you want to call me about your cap table or what investors' term really means, go right ahead. You've got my deets. Paul and I, along with the FI team, will be looking forward to hearing from you and connecting you with the right people. Please come back as mentors, advisors, or investors one day. And if you ever need a reminder of what you're capable of, remember tonight, you've already done something that most people never even start.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tim Scholes, co-founder of CFO Copilot. CFO Copilot is helping SMEs efficiently manage their finances by providing a 24-hour digital CFO assistant so they can have access to the highest quality financial expertise without it costing a fortune. So a large percentage of SMEs are losing money, they're losing opportunities and risking non-compliance due to poor financial management. CFO Copilot immediately analyzes the current financial health of a company. It then generates step-by-step actions to move the company towards the ideal financial state as outlined by the owner. We have an interactive agent which facilitates ease of communication and understanding. We've launched a working prototype, which provides a current state dashboard. We also have financial insights that provides recommendations and prioritized actions. We also have an interactive AI agent. Currently, we have a wait list to join. From a team perspective, I'm Tim, a previous founder. I currently run an AI and data company providing services to the Australian government and a number of tech startups. I've got a background in maths, physics, and AI. I also have an executive MBA. My co-founder, Nicole, has over 25 years of experience in leadership and change management, and the last 10 years have been working in a CFO consultancy. Rebecca is our legal advisor. Our differentiators basically are a mix of deep technical and business expertise. We're an AI-first company, and we're focusing on the Australian and New Zealand markets initially. We're aiming to raise early-stage funding of $150,000. This will allow us to acquire 650 customers, approximately, through digital marketing and partnerships. So we'd love to achieve this by the end of the year. AI is eating the world. We believe there's a great opportunity with respect to automating the CFO function for SMEs. Our pledge is to have at least 650 paying customers by the 31st of December, and this will translate to an annual profit of around $320,000. I was just saying, while it's a relatively modest amount, we think it's a really good foundation to what we'd like to be as the leading provider of AI-based insights for SMEs in Australia and New Zealand. So from a Founder Institute perspective, I just wanted to say this is the second time I've actually experienced the program. I remember it being challenging the first time. It's no different this time. I genuinely believe it's an exceptional program for early stage startups. It rapidly upskills founders in all the key areas related to building a startup. The quality of the course material is really high. However, it's the mentors who really make the program what it is. And I will say receiving blunt feedback from mentors, with different perspectives and experiences can be quite daunting, but I can't think of a more efficient way to upskill the way that founders approach and pitch their startup. So again, thank you to all the mentors who are part of the program, and special thanks to Ben and Paul for running the program so efficiently and professionally.
Hi everyone, I'm Dante and I'm the founder of Masterbeat 360. I have worked in the construction industry for the past 20 years, and I started as a site engineer, now running my own construction company, which I have been doing for the past 2 years. In that period, I have realized that whenever a construction company submits a tender or a submission for a new construction project, they're always stuck in a spectrum in between two potential outcomes. You go to a project, you either go too low, you win the project and you lose money on the project, or you go too high and you miss out on the project altogether. So in that spectrum, what that does is it makes companies very vulnerable to administration. In New South Wales alone, last financial year, there were 1,600 construction companies that went into administration. And that's 27% of all companies that went into administration in the state. This pattern is similar across the globe and across Australia and across the globe. So what does Masterbeat do? What we do is we'll give you an initial benchmark. What we call a benchmark in the construction industry is you will submit to the application your information, your initial information, and we'll give the application an indication of what the size of the project and the features of the project, and it will give you an instant estimate. Now, the first question that comes to mind whenever you get an instant estimate is that accurate? Yes, it is. It's accurate within 92%. The reason why you do that is to get a first feel for where you're sitting in the market. Once you get that first feel, you go into the application and you can drill down into further detail to get more competitive and more accurate as you go through it. So, for example, in some instances, you'll be in a situation where you have to allow extra money for access, extra money for scaffolding, and extra money for fire rating, and so on. So those situations are specific to each project, and you'll have the opportunity to drill down into the application and do that in further detail. In some other instances, you might enter into a very competitive market and you might need to lower your expectations in terms of profit margin, and the application also allows you to do that. So it gives you an estimated initial value and a revised value, and that's what the application do. From that point, you deliver an estimate without any further interfaces with any other software, and that's part of the automation and the process that we're aiming to develop. Over the next 18 months, my commitment to this company is to develop a customer user base of 300 users, not just to develop this application further, but to contribute, to have a small contribution into a better construction industry and better conditions for construction companies. My experience with the Founder Institute is been fantastic. It went from an idea to an actual product that I've been able to test in the market. I didn't know how to do an MVP. I didn't know how to do any of these things, and the Founders Institute has helped me to do that. The feedback from all the different mentors and directors has been invaluable. But in particular, I want to thank Paul Krajewski, who gave me very actionable and honest feedback at all times. And he was also available like on the weekends and at night. And so that was particularly helpful with my startup, because it's the time that I spend doing this. So thank you so much. And I'm looking forward in ways to working with you guys together further. Thank you so much.
My name's Candice. I'm the founder of Create to Donate. I currently work for a digital consultancy and have a number of charity clients who I work with. Definitely know that times are a little bit tougher for them, particularly with rising marketing costs. So at Create to Donate, we are wanting to develop a purpose-driven gifting platform that makes every gift more meaningful. We're planning to start with e-cards, and the reason for this is to launch quickly, have an easy entry point, build traction, and really use this product in terms of building a customer base, offering a simple and low barrier way for users to send a greeting, send their love, and make an impact on special occasions. We have identified a number of different, audiences out there or challenges. First and foremost is that people are very time poor. A lot of people, in terms of research, 36% of Australians often are buying a gift within 24 hours of the occasion. There's also a large proportion out there that are looking for different ways to give. Australia, as a reasonably wealthy company, people kind of think that, well, this person has everything that they need. What can I do that's a bit different? And that the rise of the opportunistic giver and people that are wanting to do more charity-based giving is rising. And then lastly is the cost of living. It is going up. Create to Donate offers a very cost-effective entry point to do something a bit different and send a greeting card. In terms of the market, the greeting card market continues to rise quite substantially, predicted to be 660 million by 2030. In terms of e-cards, they are rising in terms of their share of this market quite dramatically, with an increase of 34% last year. I couldn't find what the current e-card traction is here in Australia, but if we take 34% of just that growth per year, that's hopefully a base of 55 million per year that's being spent on e-cards in Australia. In terms of our goals, we want to launch and have a proper launch for Christmas. We would like to sell 5,000 cards. This should, based upon the MVP and the amount that people are donating, generate $100,000 in revenue. And of that, we will make $10,000 of profit, which will go back into the business. Priorities moving forward, new website. What we launched for the MVP did have a lot of gaps. And as it's a consumer-facing website, it needs to work well. People have to have a good experience. We've expanded the team. My friend Mark, he's actually a founder of a charity and not-for-profit. He's coming on board as an advisor. He's in Europe at the moment. I think he may come on as co-founder. His development team, based in Uganda, have offered to build the website free of charge. And so they're getting started on the new frameworks. I've also got Darren, who initially helped me with the MVP, and Jodis, who I actually met on this course, who is actually a digital artist and who's offered his artwork for free for the first 12 months of Create to Donate launching. Really the next thing is getting all of this in place to launch a really nice working product for Christmas, and really hit that goal. The next kind of team member to recruit will be marketing. However, Darren is actually more of a marketer than a web developer and has said he'll assist. In terms of funding, this is probably going to be mostly after Christmas, I would say. It's going to probably be more of a grant funding at the moment. I'm remaining not-for-profit. You can see there where the money will be split into the product, being able to pay the team on a freelance basis, and then also being able to generate some costs for marketing. That's really for me with regards to where we're going in the next 6 months and what we want to achieve. My pledge to family and friends is not to give up, put a helmet on and keep on plowing through. I think finding some additional people who are willing to come on board will be good. It has been difficult being a not-for-profit. You're asking people to work for free. I think in terms of the course, I found it really helpful. I was looking for something that would help kind of put a bit of a rocket up me to get moving. I had this idea for a year. There was a lot of kind of dramas that happened last year, so I didn't really get around to doing it, and I knew I needed kind of that push. The Founders Institute has definitely done that. I think I really enjoyed kind of the direction of looking at that product and looking at the challenges, which is really kind of the first slide that was developed quite a long time ago in the in the course, and then also looking at growth hacks and marketing, and call out to one of the mentors would be Tamaj, who just the other week kind of really stripped back all the kind of kerfuffle and confusion that I was doing, and really kind of just said, focus on getting those customers, get the product, don't even worry about too much the partners. Once you start sending money through to the charities, they'll be calling you. Focus on those customers, and that's really the aim for Christmas this year.
Myself, Hiren Patel. I'm the co-founder. I'm the founder, and along with my co-founder Manoj Joginipali. Our vision is to be a global supplier of AI-driven video analytics solution, transforming how organizations leverage visual data. Mission: delivering advanced B2B video and data analytics solution that drive operational efficiency and enhance customer experience. Last year, Australian retail industry experienced a shrinkage of $8.9 billion. CCTV is trusted mitigation strategy for addressing theft and retail risk, and it acts as a deterrent and its value cannot be undermined. The problem is that its impact plateaus over certain time unless footage is actively and continuously monitored. Additional 60,000 hours of video footage are recorded every single day, but only 3% of video footage is used to tackle theft issues, while 90% of the theft incidents are not detected. The exponential growth of video footage and inefficient manual video analysis creates a significant bottleneck that delays the insight. We at Video Analysis have developed a SaaS solution that integrates into existing CCTV to turn hours of video footage into actionable insights, enabling retailers to detect issues, prevent losses, and optimize store performance with AI-powered video analytics, with further results improvement in sales by 0.3% and return on investment of within less than 6 months. Traction so far: we have completed idea validation, we have technical co-founder joined, onboarding sales co-founder, we have built a testable model, we are 100% compliant with the regulation. With client acquisition, we have completed 7 initial product discovery meeting. We have completed 4 prototype. We are sort of in work of scheduling 4 prototype meetings. And we have 1 client who we are currently in negotiation to start the trials. We are ready for the growth by aligning with retail priorities and integrating seamlessly with existing infrastructure. Our pledge, North Star metric, is to hours of video footage generating instant insights, and our goal to grow the core team by hiring 5 full-time employees within next 2 years to support business expansion. And pledge for myself and the family to obviously take care of them, but also to make sure that I'm able to support the kids in their daily day-to-day activities. At Founder Institute, when I joined Founder Institute, I had an idea. Now I have a viable product. Founder Institute has guided me in finding the right problem. Working on one problem, one customer has helped me to focus on identifying the core solution. And all the mentors, Paul, and their advice are invaluable. And I'm looking forward to working with them. That's for me, Hiren at Video Analysis. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Vikas. I'm a founder of SameApp. We are a platform for renting construction equipment. You know how time consuming and inefficient the construction equipment renting is for site supervisors and contractors? Let's imagine you're one of them right now and you have to rent a 5-ton excavator for your project. So what you'll do, you'll pick up your phone, call your go-to rentals for equipment availability, wait for quotes, get the quotes, compare them, and make a decision from where to rent the excavator. Sounds too many steps, right? Plus, if those rentals are out, then you have another problem to solve, which is finding the excavator on time. Because without that, the project will not move forward, and a project delay costs you at least $2,000 per day if you are working on a smaller project. Imagine how costly it would be if you are running a bigger project. So to avoid this project delay, you Google the excavator, call every rental that rents out the excavator, and ask for availability until you find one. If you find one, then you're in luck. But if you do not, then you might go with the higher capacity excavator, paying more than what is needed to be paid. Now imagine if there is a way where you have access to all these rentals in one single place and you can get quotes for that excavator from multiple rentals and compare them just by hitting a single button. Imagine that you do not have to pay more than what is needed to get the equipment of your choice, and you can make decision to rent your equipment in just 2 steps. That's what we're building with CMAP. We're building a platform where renters can rent the equipment from their go-to rentals or any other rentals, where renters can get the equipment they need quickly and reliably, and they hold all the powers in choosing where to rent that equipment from. And that's what CMAP is for. We are focused mainly towards increasing the reach of our product, and getting it in the hands of our customers initially. Our goal is to first penetrate the market in Canada, and we're only confining ourselves to Canada at the moment to serve the customers here really good and grow from here. And by February 2026, we aim to have at least 30% of contractors in Canberra to have used our app for renting equipment at least once. And we aim to have at least 9 premium customers on the paid plan, as this will help us in our goal to reach break-even point and create a sustainable business that supports both our customers and the company. And lastly, I would like to thank Founders Institute, all the mentors who have supported us in our journey so far, especially our program leader Paul for continuous support throughout the program. Also, I would like to thank Thomas, Paul Grimes, Hugh, David, and Rebecca for their insights, guidance, and all their help. Without Founders Institute, I might not be able to meet those exceptional people and learn from them, and I could not have this structure and strategy in place. And most importantly, I might not push myself daily in the right direction to get this company running. Thank you again, Founders Institute. And lastly, thank you all for attending this event tonight, and I want to wish luck to all my fellow founders. Before I wrap up my presentation, if you'd like to connect with me, my LinkedIn details are on the slide. Feel free to reach out. I would love to continue the conversation, and you can also scan the QR code, which will take you to our website where you can sign up for the early access and be part of what we're building if that is relevant to you. Thank you.
My name is Ramin. I'm the founder of the Unified Health. 1.8 billion of the people around the world actually are affected by skin issues during their lifetime. One in 5 and 3 of Australians and also in United States are develop the skin cancer by age 17. The prevalence of the skin issues, especially skin cancers, it's so high, and also the incidence is growing. The solution for this problem could be that should be focused on the raising the awareness, education, early and timely detection, and of course supported by accessible and affordable skin health. Our product that's we named it as a Udemy is AI-powered personal skin health risk profiler that integrates skin health education, expert advice, and an accessibility into single platforms, initially offering the unified skin health experience to the Australians, Gen Z, and Y. In terms of the unfair advantage, we can say that's the giving the unified skin health experience and also streamlining the workflow for skin health issues detection, and also the management and the treatment and follow-up is something that's we consider as an unfair advantage. In terms of the why now and also why me, I am a medical doctor with more than 3 decades of the experience in digital health era. And also, I have been the technopreneur in this scene for so many years. All of this gives me the enthusiasm to solve the real world problem in my area and domain of expertise. Currently, our team beside me is 2 AI and ML research fellows, 2 faculties, one in Australia and the other one in the Europe, that we are working on this. My goal by end of this year is to launch the version 1 of the product and getting the 500 paying customers by end of the year. And I would like to express my special gratitude to the local directors, Paul and also Ben, for tremendous support, and also the mentors, among others, I can say the Roger Du and also Rebecca Dooley, and for their actually great support and advice that they are given. For me, actually, today is not the end of the game. It was actually a long and hard journey, but it's, to me is a marathon. Thank you so much to everybody and for the time that you've given to me.